Norwegian Folktales, from the collection of Peter Christian Asbjornsen and Jørgen Moe. Narrated by Ivan Bezenius. If Norway were to show the world a single work of art which would most truly express the Norwegian character, perhaps the best choice would be the folk tales, published for the first time more than 100 years ago, and later illustrated by Erik Werenskiold and Theodor Kittelsen. The folk tales of countries in more southern latitudes have preserved more of the romantic splendor than characterizes the folk tales which originated in the Far East, and thence spread throughout the world. The Norwegian folk tales, however, contain an undertone of realism and folk humor that makes them unique. The Grimm brothers, collectors of some of the most famous folk tale classics, were aware of this. The Norwegian folk tales, said Jacob Grimm, have a freshness and a fullness that surpass nearly all others. The tales, or eventyr as they are called, wandered to Norway probably during the Middle Ages. They were absorbed into the existing lore, undergoing constant change through generations of storytelling. The storytellers themselves were highly esteemed if they were good, and each one had his own style of telling a story. It seems that there was a difference between the stories told by old men and old women. The old women usually kept to deep, mystic, or eerie themes, while the men best related humorous, sometimes bawdy stories. Rural life in Norway has always been centered in the family farms. Small, isolated communities, often surrounded by great forests and high mountains. There, according to Werenskiold's description of his childhood home, one sat in the darkness by the oven door, from the time of the tallow candle and the rushlight, in the endless lonely winter evenings, where folk still saw the Nisa and captured the sea serpent and swore that it was true. In the old days, the church was the sole authority in life and faith, but everyday problems were solved by belief that was never questioned. The folk tales reflect the tremendous imagination of the people, as well as their independence and self-reliance. A Norse historian once complained that the tales always belittled the king. He referred to the fact that the king was often depicted as a fat, genial farmer who could be approached as an equal. There is biting satire in the tales, and the humor is often broad and earthy. The representatives of the church are treated rather irreverently. Nonetheless, standards of guilt and justice prevail, and moral law is present, even in the world of trolls. The trolls are awesome, but stupid, and are
Sample complete. Ready to continue?